Good morning. Thanks for joining me on our daily walk. Before we get to what I think is going to be a little bit of topic that I need your opinion on, I just wanted to take a couple of moments, if you're familiar, slowly get into things. And that's kind of hard with YouTube since we're become so how fast we can get information. I know I fall into that. But this is like, let's break the mode and just give it a few minutes to relax. It is a beautiful morning. I'm really thankful to be outside, and it's a cool day this morning. You can see we're in late July, and things are starting to peak out in their life span, and you can hear the birds. Got the dog with me. This is all nice and fun, and yet the thing that is in my mind that I need your help with is that I am feeling contempt for the world. So, this is how this contempt has come about. One is really, what's the definition of contempt? And contempt means that you find something not worthy of your time, something that you basically disrespect and that you believe is worth scorn or ridicule. So, with that kind of definition in mind, my feelings today are contempt for this world. And then when I mean this world, I guess I'm going to say we should define that down to being more about the societies or society of humankind. So I'm out here just totally enjoying the peace and quiet of this moment, this location, this period of time. I have no contempt for it. I am engaged into what it is, a time of peace. And when I leave this area, I'm going to walk into something that is just almost totally opposite. I'll turn on the TV or I'll learn some kind of news about something that's going on in my neighborhood, in my city, in my county, in my state, country, and world. And I hold so much of that in contempt because I can't find any goodness in it. Part of that is that most all news that we receive is bad. It's a reporting of something evil. You'll excuse me for a moment. I want to do something kind, and that is give my puppy dog a biscuit. So, maybe like you, and again, your opinion really does matter to me, so please comment, but I have, throughout the last few years, easily falling into an idea of distancing myself from the world. Actually, moving away from the city. Distancing myself from the quote world. And many of you have felt this, and many have actually gone about it. We all know, and so I'm going to say, like preppers, off-grid living. I think that is all showing a contempt for the world as much as it is the attempt to find a place of inner peace. It's a pretty broad way of saying all this, but I think you can stay with me on that. Here's an example. Even today, in this nature preserve that I'm walking through, I have heard rumors and seen evidence of fires being set in inappropriate areas, of course. A porta-john, logs that are actually used to create barriers for vehicles trying to drive onto the acreage here. And so I have a feeling of contempt for that. And then that's because it is creating an action from me. Contempt creates an action. It's a verb, isn't it? Even though it seems to define just stepping away from something, it actually means you must do the stepping away. And it's just not something that we can all do, because sadly the truth is most anywhere we go, we're going to find some kind of evilness. This fire starter, this arsonist, because that's what it is, has even left evidence of gas cans. So, again, the city that I live in, when it comes to arsonists, well, let me put it this way. We had a low-end professional team, low-end, but, you know, a hockey team moved to town. And they asked the city what it should name itself, what mascot it should name itself. And we all overwhelmingly voted for the Flint Arsons. Flint Arsons. Because there is so much here. And we could go into all that about how many empty buildings that are here in my city and how many fires are set within them. And I can also, even now, as I say, I know we've got an arsonist right here, right now. And it doesn't take us long to know, because we're living through it, that an arsonist isn't going to stop. And that the small fires are going to get bigger. And there's a very good chance of loss of life. So the first thing that you want to do with an arsonist, or, oh, that's an eagle, a hawk of some kind. Can you see him in that dead tree towards the top? There he is. Wow. Not probably showing up too good on here. He's looking for mice and moles in the fields. We also have some rabbits. I don't know if he's big enough. Hey, there's some light that just came up. He's looking over things. So I you know, that's happening, and I could have contempt, and I could also just say, well, I'm moving. And yeah, you know, that surely is just an example of that. And even if I try to be empathetic with the arsonist, because we really should know that it is some kind of a cry for help. There's something wrong with this person, and they need help because of it's out of their controls and all the other things. But the first thing that we need to do as a society is just plain old, we got to stop them. And then, of course, that means that we'll incarcerate them, and then we'll put them in a jail with other people who are also crying out for help, and we'll just leave them there to what? And you get it. Another thing, just, you know, hold in contempt. But today in my devotions, I read Psalm 27, in which it is written, in paraphrasing here, that I would have lost heart if I did not believe that I would not see the good of God among the living. Yeah. I would have lost heart if I would not have seen, the lost belief that I would see a good among the living. That's how I feel. I'm feeling like, I'm losing heart. So that verse automatically come to me and says, you know what? Slap in the face. There is good here. You don't think that evil is not going to like triumph and persecute us, and a lot of people are going to go the evil way. Really, I mean, be just aware of it. It's going to happen. But that throughout this, and even now when I'm feeling contempt for the world, there is some goodness there. We need to find it. We need to find it in ourselves. And this is where I got to confess a sin. And it's a sin here that I, sadly enough, I'm so ashamed of myself, was impolite to my wife in a social gathering. Now, it doesn't matter really what it was and on what scale of impoliteness you may think it is, but being impolite is a sign of contempt. And she received that from me, and I am so sorry. I am so sorry that I am making it a pledge that I will look to be polite. I know, I love her. I love her, but I am just going to be just polite to her over these next few days, over the next everything in my life. I'm going to be consciously aware of being polite to her, and then of course that will go to, to her needs, and you get it. So it is so important that I am, at the very least, we'll say, polite. That in the very least, in the society and world today, that we should indeed be polite to one another. We all are having problems. We all have a certain amount of things going on, but I don't want to have contempt for other human beings. Kind of a shotgun thing today. If you got any thoughts on it, put them in the comments. I mean, I really would. I would appreciate it. Are you feeling where I'm at? What do you do to overcome that feelings of contempt? What good that you do to portray the love or goodness of God in your life that is seen by others. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a blessed day. May God shine His face upon you. Shalom.